Welcome back to another episode of Berto's ultimate GQ ute build from the ground up. He's bought the cheapest, shittiest Patrol he could find and is going to throw everything at it so it's ready to tour Australia and tackle the toughest tracks this country has to offer. The ute is currently at the painters getting a complete freshen up, so while he's waiting, Berto's still got plenty to do. A motor to assemble, a tray setup to build, new wheels and tyres, and a whole lot more. Proudly supported by Opus, Ultimate 9, Superior Engineering, GME, Tyre Gear, and in part by...
It's another day in the shed. Today I'm fitting up new rims and new tyres with some fancy valves that I've got. So these are ROH's new rims. They're a BL0. They're a full beadlock. They're not a hybrid. It's beautiful. Bloody beautiful. We've got a bit of dish, so I've opted for this in the Neg 38. Paired up with these, I've gone 35-inch Predators. You've seen me with these on the channel. They work great, so I've chosen to go straight back with them again. The only difference I've gone from my last rim combo is I used to use a different brand of these. I've got Apex rapid tyre deflators. Unscrew the cap, pull the valve out, boom, deflates from 30 to 10 in like 3 seconds or 10 seconds. It's something ridiculous. Super handy to have when you're off-road. I'm gonna get these all fitted up in the shed here with just basic-ish mechanic tools. So I'll give you guys an idea of how you can do it yourself in the shed at home. Step one of fitting your tyres to your rims, just to install your valves. Poke him in the hole, tiny little spanner, we'll get him done up, crank him in, nip him up. Got one on there, so now I'm just gonna go and grab some soapy water. We get the soapy water, spray it on the bead where it's gonna slide on, because there's a lip we've got to get this over. Knew that was gonna happen. We got the first one over the first lip. I need to put it on here so that the tyre sits fully down on the beadlock surface. Next step is one of the most important. We need to get the lips all the way down over the beadlock seat. So I've got a couple of screwdrivers and you want to push that down while prying it over the edge. You really need to make sure you get this bit right, because if you clamp down the bead and it's sitting up on it, it'll have a wobble, you'll never get a balance, it'll drive like crap. Very important step, and you just go around and press it all with your hand and confirm. And once that is, you need to measure the thickness of this bead and then have a look at your rim specifications to whether you need a set of these spacers, which otherwise they won't do up properly and you'll end up shearing bolts off. Second most important thing about beadlocks, anti-seize. Make sure you use it, otherwise you're gonna have a bad time. You won't get a correct torque, they won't pull down properly, they'll snap off, they'll get stuck in there. You need to anti-seize them. I've gotten non-copper anti-seize because we've got stainless bolts. So another little thing I like to do, these have two bits, say ROH. I'm gonna line one of them up with the valve. So then whenever I go to the car, I know if I look straight for this ROH little outlet, which looks absolutely beautiful, mind you, I'll know where the valve is so I can just straight deflate it or straight air it up. It's just one of those things that makes life easier. Brand new anti-seize, look at that. Thanks, Tyler. You're a bloody good bloke. Poke him in the hole. Get that one just started. So these Predators have a really good sidewall and they're really thick. So you do have to use these spacers and they actually make it a little tricky to get these bolts all in their homes. So I've just opted to get a longer bolt and some nuts, which I can use. I'm gonna run that one down just a smidge. And then I'm gonna get one of the correct ones, anti-seized. I'm gonna poke it down next to it. And that way, I can get them all started, not a drama. That's just a little trick I've learned over the years. I'll go to the one right next to it, and we'll do the same thing. Because this one's loose now, pull it out with your fingers. I shouldn't need this until the very next rim. Just like that. Now I'm gonna put them all in, zoom them all down until they're nearly touching, and then I'll torque wrench them. So these bolts and this size rim is 32 Newton meters. So we wanna get them all down flat and done up to 32 Newton meters. So once we get them all ran down, as you can see, it sounds like they're really tight, but This is 32 Newton meters, they're not even near it. There's one. When I go to the final torque, I like to start with a bit of a star, so it pulls all down pretty good. As you can see, some of the ones that you run down, when you do the one next to them, they're looser, so it takes a while to get them all. As you can see, half of these are all back up again. And before anyone says, you're not allowed to use a rattle gun, that's only a little tiny, doesn't do much torque, and I've never had one of these things snap, never. Tyler's had a bunch snap from when other mechanics have fitted them with their big rattle guns like rednecks, and then once you have got them down and you think they're all done and torqued, go back the whole way around like this. So I'm going to probably do this twice. The rims, I've gone for the all polish, all raw, but ROH actually clear coat. I don't know if you've seen my other rims, they ended up pretty bad and corroded, where these ones shouldn't have that problem unless you scratch it, but you be careful, you wash your rims, these ones are going to be a lot more forgiving than not clear coated rims. You can see that all the ones I've already done are taking a good quarter of a turn to get back to the 32 Newton meters. They're installed, that's one rim done. I've got to blow it up with air, and then I'll move on to doing 4 more. It's another day in the shed. I'm back on the ute tray, so I've got a couple of things delivered from Mr. Matt Kinsella himself. I've got a couple of dimple die infills, which I've given him rough measurements to go here, but I want them to sit recessed in here a little bit. So I'm gonna trim both of these, get them in there. But the exciting bit is I've got him to fold me up some tray sides. So he's got a new folder and he can do all sorts of stuff. One of the things he wants to do is start selling tray sides. So if anyone's got a custom tray like this, it's pretty hard. You can't just buy an off the shelf side to fit. So I've gotten these and I'm gonna have to modify them to make them fit. I made it a bit hard with this, but we'll figure it out. And I've got some latches and some tie downs, which I've just got from the shop. It's hard because I've angled this and this goes straight up. So I need to figure out what's gonna look the best. So I've just had a bit of an eyeball off camera to make this up. A bit of an experiment. And I think I'm gonna go with something like this. And we'll be on. A little bit more tweak into this and we should be good. This is what I've come up with so far. That gets it straight up and down, and I think it looks pretty good. So now I've got the latches, well not the latches, but the hinges tacked on. Boom, just like that.
Time to get it welded out, mount the latch, and then get the other side done too.
So now I've got it all welded, I'm going to linish these ones down and then hit them with the Orbi. Next job up, trim these tray sides right to the end. I'm going to cut it on a straight line, and then I think I'm going to cut a diagonal on the top bits so that when I make this one, I can also cut it on a diagonal and they can butt up. It'll be nice and flush, it'll have a nice clean edge. I'm going to use this building square I've got lined up with the back of the tray here. So I'm going to get the grinder, I'm going to run down that straight as I can. We've got those two up, we're going to move on to the back. I'm going to start in the middle, work my way out. That's what my plan is. I've already cut these 45, 45, and even notched in there 45. That one's the same, so I'm going to have to miter these other ones, make end plates, get it done. It's another day in the shed. I'm finishing up this tray sides. Got a couple of angles I've got to try and line up. I've got these all welded on. I still have to grind them down, linish them down, make them look seamless. And I'm just figuring out the latches. So I've been to the trailer factory. I've got an over-centering latch. It's got a spring tension. I'm actually going to hide this in here and put this tab on the back one so it pulls that into this. Next off, I'm gonna pull these off, weld these on the inside a little bit so they're nice and strong. Next step, fibre sanding disc. Get these all lineaged down, welds seamless. New little SP belt sander. Next job up, get these infill panels in. They came a bit bigger. I've just trimmed this one down to size. I'll show you how I did that on the other one. I just literally traced the line, cut it. So I'm gonna tack a couple of spots on the inside. So I don't wanna weld out here, I want it to be nice and clean. And then I'm gonna seam seal the inside, keep it all rust free and nice. Ah, you bastard. Next job, infill this side. So I've got the builder's square and I found that this back line here is perfect where I want it. Hold it hard against it. And that's the easy way to get it dead straight. Straight on that. So now I'm gonna take it over the bench, cut that with a grinder. Now we've got this one trimmed up. Boom. That's where we're gonna be running, huh? Now I'm gonna get this welded from the back. Next job I wanna do, so I wanna make this runner an air tank. I've got a piece of 2mm, and then I've got JIC, AN, whatever it is, 1/4 or 1/8 NPT, can't remember. I've just drilled and tapped this, cut this out. I'm gonna stick it in here, and I'm gonna weld it up, and then I'm gonna go weld the back end up, and then I'm gonna put air in it, and see if it holds pressure, because that'll be a nice bit of air storage for when I'm pumping up tyres and whatever else. So I've got it all welded up. It holds air, doesn't leak. That's a win. I'm gonna pack up. It's Friday half. I've got shit to do, mate. Fucking 1,000 blossoms blooming, mate. Fucking oath. Another day in the shed. We're almost getting to the end of the tray build. I need to make a ladder rack / tradie rack behind the headboard and here, so then I can have a rooftop that doesn't go 16 foot above the top of my car because that looks shit. Gonna start off, I got some, relax would ya? Start off, I got some, I know what this is, 5 or 6mm plate. I'm gonna make 2 feet for each one, up there and up there, so there's gonna be 4 feet total. And that is gonna bolt down to the crossbars and have the tradie rack welded to it, so they can be removable, because I want to have a touring setup, which is a rooftop and everything, and then also a wheeling setup, which is just going to be swag, fridge, storage boxes. I've just made a couple of plates with holes so I can bolt through them. I've got marks on the tray where it runs under it. I get a couple of paint transfer marks from the paint pen, pull that off, center punch, and then we're going to drill, get some nutserts, and we're going to get them fitted into there. That's one side drilled through the top and the thing. We're gonna have to pull this sheet off, drill it bigger, put rib nuts in. But while we do that, I also want to put some more of these external hold downs in the middle so that it doesn't rattle as much or pull away from that bar. Next up, find a drill bit that is the right size for your rib nuts, and then drill out all these holes and rivet them in. Got 2 of the mounting pads done. Gonna get some bends on this happening. I've got some bends in, let's see if it lines up. As you can see, got the front one done. Now I gotta make one back here. This is the other Darche rooftop tent we have here. This isn't the one that's going on the ute. I just wanted to test fit it. So the new one, it's gonna be more like in line with the headboard. 16 blossoms blooming, mate. It's another day in the shed. Today, I am planning on bracing this tradie rack and I need to make a fridge slide so that it can come over this. I might have to raise it up, and an aerial bracket. That's my goal for today, 3 jobs. I think I'm gonna start with the slide. So I've got the King's fridge, and I've just opted to get a King's 60 litre fridge slide. So I'm gonna open it up, get it up here, see if I need to raise it up off the bed so that it'll come out here, because then I can fully open it. Just like that isn't gonna work, because this comes out, hits my tray side. So I might go get some 50 by 50. So I'm pretty sure I measured this the other day and it's about 50 mil. All right, so I've got the fridge slide back here. I've got my 50 by 50. I've traced out some holes, but the easiest way to do that is to pull the slide out, and then we line it up with the mountain holes, get a texture, fill the holes. I'm gonna have 1 block at the front, 1 block at the back. I'm gonna cut these into those 2 blocks, and I'm gonna drill out these and get these so I can have them bolted on. And then you have this bolted to the tray as well. I've got little Allen head screws. I'm gonna poke them in, and then I'm gonna put tack welds on the head so I can just put this down and put nuts on from the bottom. This is mounted, it's pretty sturdy. Look at that. Yeah, I can come out this far, or use it halfway if I need. It's gonna make it heaps easier for a short ass like me. It's gotta be my favourite feature. Soft close. Cannot complain about that.
The new AK-55 King's fridge mounted, and the touring setup on the tray was really starting to take shape.
Next thing I'm going to put on the tray, my GME aerial. Obviously we use GME, it's the good stuff. Made in Australia. I don't really like mine having out on the bull bar, gets hit with trees. I like mine nice and clean and tucked away, so I'm thinking something like this. Just sticks out so we get some reception, we don't get blocked with the rooftop. I'm gonna have to make a bracket for it. Might just go a flat plate, and then I'll put 2 curved angled bits, weld it to something on this tray. So I just got a little offcut, cut a shape like that. 50 by 50 box, cut on a 45, 13mm hole with a slot for the cable so you can remove it. And I'm thinking that I mount it like right here. I don't want to hurt the aerial, so I'm going to pull it out now. That ain't going anywhere. Not bad. All right, so now the aerial's done, I need to make a brace from this one to this one so we can get rid of, you see how it's a bit flimsy? So we can get rid of some of that. I've got this bit that I've just cut out, notched out. I reckon I'm gonna tack it, and then I'm gonna do one up here right in the middle of the tube so it won't interfere with, you know, rooftop or anything like that. As you can see, that's already a bunch stiffer. But by the time I add a couple more, especially at the top, it'll take 98% of the shake out of it. Now that I've got that all braced, I can start the strip down. I'm pretty sure I'm done with the majority of the stuff that I need to do. Anything else I can add later. I'm gonna get it ready for paint.
With the tray stripped, it was time to start getting it ready for paint. We've got a no sound special birdo making a comeback, so I'm not too sure what he's saying, but it looks like he's taping up and then seam sealing all the gaps under the tray.
All right, we're back. Another day in the shed. Continuing on with the tray prep so I can get it ready for paint. I'm gonna continue with the seam sealing. I ran out of seam seal yesterday, but as you can see, I've got a bit of welding bladder. I'm gonna hit this with the wire wheel, get it all down, and then I'll tape up, seam seal all the edges. It's mostly to stop dirt from getting in there and then rusting out the corners where it's really hard to wash. So if you leave a nice thick bead, prevents that. As you can see, Got it all on my stand as I normally do. I'm about to hit it with the zinc phosphate primer again. Tile's also got new windows on the house reno, so I've taped all them up. They're nice. The wind's going that way. We've moved some cars. I'm gonna start painting.
Next up, it was time to prep and paint the flat sheets that make up the base of the tray. Then we've got a bunch of no sound clips, but it's all just more prepping of the tray and getting it all ready for paint. Remember, if you are enjoying these build episodes, to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the upcoming action.
Right, next step up, prime all this. I'm going to do it like this so I can do the bottom and then most of the top, and then I'm going to fold it back down so I can do the headboard, and then we're going to move on to the other paint. Another day in the shed. That's been out there baking for a while now, plus yesterday afternoon, so it should be dry enough to do the next step. The next step I'm going to do on it is I've got some rubber insertion mat and I've got some liquid nails, and I'm going to put some rubber down everywhere the tray contacts sideways so it doesn't rattle and carry on when I go down dirt roads, so a bit of an insulator. You've got the rubber mat, well, you're going to roll it out, you're going to give it a little cut at the desired length. Don't know if this is the right stuff, I just went to Bunnings. It says it holds heavy stuff, bonds to metal. So it's another day in the shed. As you can see behind me, I got all the spaghetti in the world, and you're probably thinking, what is that? That is the whole loom from my wagon. Engine, body, tail lights, the whole thing front to back. And as you can imagine, being out of my wagon, it's full of dirt. So I'm gonna start today off by cleaning that, because while I'm still waiting for my car, haven't got it back from paint, I'm gonna make the whole tail light loom and rewrap it. I've got all car builder stuff, I've gotta make it nice and pretty. Now that I've cleaned the loom, I've brought just the tail light / tray section in. It's got tail lights and your fuel tank like level sensor in it. I have all these different types of loom tapes. You're probably thinking, why do you have so much? And different tapes. Obviously I've got a lot because I've got to do the whole loom, but they have a heavy duty and they have a light. If you're going to do it outside where the weather is, you're probably better off with the heavy duty, and it comes in all different diameters. So it's not one size fits all, there's multiple different ones. So I've just gone ahead and got a bunch of the ones I think are going to be best for this job. I'm going to start this off by ripping the conduit off. I've got the first section stripped back that I'm going to use, and you know, this is probably 15 to 16, 17 mil thick. So I'm going to go with the 19 mil self-closing. So this goes under the tray. It's going to want to be more protected. I'm going to opt for the heavy. So you've got a nice hole in the box, so you don't have to pull it all out. You pretty much open it up, put it on, and then I'm going to use the tape. We have two types of tape. We have underbody loom tape, which is chemical and solvent resistant. They come in different lengths and widths. I'm gonna opt for the underbody. It's obviously under the car. Every 30-ish centimeters. I'm gonna start the tape, go in the same direction that it's closing, so it pulls it shut. And I'm gonna give it 2 or 3 wraps, snap it off. But boom, first section, redone. Not bad. Right, as you can see, whole loom's wrapped. 2-pin Deutsch here, 6-pin Deutsch here, 6-pin Deutsch here. Got the resistors mounted up on there. I've got a couple of P-clamps and then some opened up P-clamps, which is how I'm going to mount this. It's a bit messy at the moment because I don't know exactly how much room I need for the fuel tank. And once I do know where it is, I'll pull the slack out, and I also need to make sure that this reaches the front of the car. And when the car gets back, I'll be able to finally set it where it needs to go. And then up the front here, fully terminated to where it goes through the floor, but I've also added this in. So this is 5-core. My G5 pod lights have inputs for both indicators, stop and tail. Wiring is a pretty hard one to film. It takes so long to do stuff, so maybe I'll just show you the finished products. All right, so next job I'm gonna start tackling is the main body engine in the cab loom. another day in the shed. As you can see, I am deep in the wiring loom on this thing. I've got the engine loom up on the bench over there, which I figured it's pretty hard for me to tidy up the engine loom. That's the main bit that's got to look nice. So my next job, before I continue with this, is grab my engine out, grab my gearbox out and my transfer. I'm gonna bolt them all together, make them a unit, and then I'm gonna do the loom on the engine for the engine loom. And then I'll be able to tidy all this. So first thing I'm gonna do, put injectors in this, brand spankers. They're not rebuilt, refreshed. They're brand new from UFI, still in their Zexful packet. We've got a bunch of injector washers, which I got from Curry Brothers. So these come wrapped up, safe and sound. Do not drop these. So protected tip, protected top, nothing gets in them. These washers, so they're a copper washer, and these ones actually sit on the injector there. So there's one that goes around here, one that goes here, and then there's one up for the spill rail. So I've got a tip with these so they don't come off, is I get a little bit of grease, nylon wheel bearing grease, put a dab on that side, a dab on that side, slide him down, give him a spin. The grease will then stop that washer from coming off. Then I'm gonna get this wound in with my fingers. I'm gonna do the same to all of them. And then I'm gonna get my torque wrench and torque them. It's very important you torque them and you don't over torque them. If you over torque them, you're gonna break your spill rail when you ever need to change it, which is what so many people do. It's ridiculous. Maybe I'll set up a GoPro so Tyler can have a time lapse there, because I know how much he loves when I give him 16 hours of content to put in a half-an-hour episode. So I'm gonna do that. 54 to 64 newton meters. SP torque wrench starts at 60, so I'll go 62. I've got the spill rail washers. I've got two different types. There's ones with 4 holes, ones with 2 holes. I'm pretty sure Mick from Curry's told me to use the 4-hole ones. Genuine Nissan spill rail. You wondering where I'm getting all my parts from? Control part. Can't go wrong. Gets here quick, and pretty much anything you need, if they don't have, you can email them, and they'll more than likely try and get it for you. Nice metal intake gasket, not one of the crap paper ones. Fancy. One of one. Radius, forward facing manifold. That's pretty. Next up, I'm gonna lift this, get it out of here. Backen plate, flywheel, clutch. I'm gonna put all that on. Next up, you get this backen plate installed, and I want to make it waterproof so mud and dirt doesn't get in. Now, you get some bolts. Next up, I'm gonna plug another hole, put oil filter on. Bit of nylon 2050 mineral, same as what I'm using. In this, on the gasket of the oil filter, I'll even put some oil in the filter. That's as tight as they need to be. Your TD has 2 filters. And then because that's made a bit of a mess, there we go. So now I need to get a fresh rag. I'll clean this flywheel. We have a dowel that we need to line up. Pull one of these out, I'll get the socket, I'll get the rattle gun, and then we'll get it torqued up. Sit them down. Got those nipped. Now, I'll find the torque specs for those. We'll get those torqued on. 147 newton meters. See if I can get this done by myself. I've got new bellhousing bolts. I'm gonna put this bolt in with a pry bar. Can't find my clutch alignment tool that fits, so I'm gonna have to do that maybe another day. But for now, look at these things. Titanium bolt, washer, and nut. Got these from Radius. If you want a set, that's where you can get them from. So these are super strong, super lightweight, and they look sick. But the first thing I want to do is, we know cylinder 5 bottom stud goes into, there's a plug in there, but it also goes into an oil galley. So we're going to get a little bit of silicone, put it on the stud, which is going to seal it up. Just like that. And you only need to do that one. So I don't know if any of you remember, but this motor that I got freshened up, brand new head. I've got head studs, a billet crank, spool, like H-beam rods in it. It's fully balanced. Curry Brothers has done all the work. It is all machined, built in-house. TDs are sort of their specialty. Everyone knows you want a good TD on the east coast of Australia, Curry Brothers are your men. Boom, so they're all in. Gasket. This is the same manifold that I had last time, but instead of me just doing a little dodgy and welding on an external wastegate, you can actually opt for it on their website, external gate. So I've got one to suit the gate that I have, which was a Turbo Smart Pro Comp 40. This is the T3 merge. So everyone knows, if you want good performance out of a TD, radius T3 merge. It's better than the low mount, it's better than the log. It all channels, as you can see, it all channels into the turbo rather than just being forced in there. It is actually flowing in that direction. And I've actually had this, the back of my turbo, the dump pipe and everything, all ceramic coated. It looks good, it lasts good, and it keeps the heat away from everything in the engine bay. So for the nuts, I hope these fit. These are what I got from the shop. I didn't actually order any specific for it, but these are cone lock. So they're not nylocks, they've just got a 3 little indents where it squishes at the top and it actually bites in when you do them up. And these are 30mm set screws. So let's get my turbo housing. So you're probably thinking, where's the rest of your turbo? I've just got the rear housing. I have my whole turbo here, but it's easier to put this on with it off. It's easy to get the bolts. I got a Permaseal multi-layer steel T3 flange gasket, because this turbo is T3, so good quality gasket. It's a good way to take a bunch of skin off. Love that. Bloody lit me up, that did. This is the piece that no one has seen. Boom. 3.5-inch radius dump to suit the merge, to also suit external wastegate plumbed back in. You know what they mean when they say blood, sweat and tears? That's the blood, that's the sweat. There's no tears yet, maybe when I finish, I'll be proud. Might shed one. These do not run a gasket. Perfect machine surface, perfect machine surface. I've never had mine leak. You just use silicone. Doesn't need a heat, just, you know, do it like you normally will. Oh yeah. And I'm copping them. Fucking hiding today. I nearly just fucking lost my head with it. That is on. Let's put a wastegate on. The wastegate I got's the same wastegate that I had. Yeah. Look at that. This is the first time I've seen this all together. Richie made this off the car, and look at it, it fits beautifully. Boom. That's the wastegate installed. Now that I've got this artwork of an exhaust and turbo and wastegate set up, I'm gonna put the UFI clutch on. I've got a new pressure plate and a new disc. It says Exceedi, it's from UFI. So transmission side, there's nothing on that side, but this side says transmission side. So I know it's gonna have to go this way. Brake cleaner, clean off anything that might have been on there. So now, that's located. Line up the dowels on these. 2 dowels. Now that I've got that there and they can't fall off, a bit of Loctite on the rest. I'll get all my new bolts and spring washers. So the secret with your clutch, if you're going to do this yourself, not get someone else to do it for you. Couple turns. Couple turns. Couple turns. Go the whole way around. Don't just clamp it all the way down first go around. We want it to be done up together. We don't want to damage the fingers. There's a big spring, lots of fingers, and you don't put it in right, you give you dramas from the get-go. Each one we do, we just go a little bit tighter until they all seem to bottom out at a similar time. Pull him out. If we can go back in, we know we're good. 40 Newton meters, so we're torqued up. Blue paint pen, just so I know they're torqued. So I have one from Snap, I know. I did torque that. Beautiful. 2 important things to do when you change your clutch. 1, throw out bearing. Lube where it needs to be lubed only, don't go crazy. And then the pivot balls, they actually get funny wear on them and it gives you a really bad feel. You might be thinking, where do you get this from? You all know, Patrol parts. And I also got a brand new dust cover boot, and I will put silicone around here, which will keep all this pretty much watertight. Oh yeah. Got him done up. So we got that on, that on, that on. I can probably lower the engine down, slide that over, put it in its home. I've got new bolts, Patrol part, a couple Jennies. They're all from Patrol parts, so they're all genuine bolts to be honest. See if we can get this on there. Right, stuff like this is always so fun by yourself. So these are all started by fingers. I've got it in gear and gearbox is locked, which means splines are in. Next thing the factory manual says is to, you know, put a little bit of silicone around this. So just go a little bit. It's gonna make it a pain to get off. At least we know water and mud ain't gonna get in there. I'm not gonna have problems when I go off-road. That was hard work. Next thing, starter motor. I've got new bolts, and I've also just put a slight bit of silicone around it so it'll seal this hole as well. Nice little finishing touch. That's a factory oil cap, and I've got one from DL Auto, nice billet machine one. He's even put on my qualified bush mechanic Tyler Thompson bloody situation. Next job up on the list, I've got a Patrol part billet top hat for this, which replaces your factory one. These wear out and you get a whole bunch of slop down in the holes. To go with the new billet one from Patrol part, I have their brass upgrade, which is pretty much this plastic bit with the 2 little metal pins. It's a brass one, so it's gonna wear better. You're gonna have a way better gear stick feel. So, poke the spring in first, poke him in. He's down with it. Get the circlip out of your factory one. Boom. And to go with that, normally on the end of the stick there's a little plastic clip-on bush. This also comes with a brass one. So I'm gonna get the stick, I'll put that in. That's a nice upgrade. So Patrol part have innovated that themselves. It's their own product. It's the small things that you don't notice. And to finish off this whole setup, a new boot, and I'm gonna get a zip tie and I'll zip him on. That'll stop all your water and dirt and grime getting in there, wearing your bush out, filling your gearbox up with water. Next job, transfer case on the back of this gearbox. So I got my GQ transfer case out of the wagon, gave it to my boy Gilby at Excavator Spare Parts in Bago, and he machines out with the mill all these cases to take the reduction gears. He built them the first time, so I gave them back to him. He's putting a whole new, pretty much bearings, everything nice in here. As you can see, it's all painted up. This is back in a GQ case, so I don't have to cut the floor out this time around. I can tell where this thing's pointing at because the screen doesn't work. Someone broke it. It's definitely not me. All right, so what's the day? How many days from Christmas is it? 17th. How many days does that make it? 8 days. All right, so we're 8 days out from Christmas. Christmas has come early, so the people over at Darche seen that I was building the Ultimate U, and they thought they were going to help me out with the Ultimate touring setup. So I've got the new Darche Kosciuszko X-Fold Rooftop. That's only just coming out. And I've got a Darche freestanding 360-degree awning, which I'm excited for because it wraps around both sides of the car. And it's got a zipper so you can get up into the rooftop. So now I'm gonna rip in, open these up, give you guys a look of it, and I'll mount this rooftop onto the tray. I'm gonna open this up. So I imagine fitting kit is gonna be inside. Look at that, eh? And you know the best bit? It's black. So when you wake up in the morning, the sun doesn't come in. So we've opened up the ladder bag. What do we have? Fitting kit. They even give you the tools, eh? It's nice of them. Let's shut it, put this thing on the roof.
What's your thoughts on the new rooftop tent?
We need one on my 80 somehow without putting a roof rack on.
No, it's got an anti-condensation mat already built into it. It's got lights, it's got pockets, it's got everything. You know what a rooftop tent could go on? Our new car. Do people know what it is yet? Probably not, because it won't be out yet.
Now with the X-Fold, they give you this extra window, and instead of like having hinges in here, the hinges are outside. More room. Can't even tell it's out there. That's pretty cool, but. So over here we got two USB-A's, 2.1 amp ones, so just your normal low speed ones. And then we have a USB-C, which will be fast charge, and then we've got a USB-A fast charge, which will be 5 amp. Then they go even better. We have a cigarette lighter, so you can probably put like a projector or something in here and watch movies. And then to top it all off, instead of, because like it's got an Anderson plug on the bottom, but it's got a switch so you can turn it off or on without having to get in and out of your rooftop. And then obviously you can see I've got lights. And white, yellow, and you can dim both of them. You don't want bugs? Orange. We're on, mate. This is flash. And then obviously I've got what my other one doesn't have, which is little rain poles, which, you know, 4 extra poles takes an extra 30 seconds. Because the other one, the rain just comes straight down it. Now you've got a bit of protection when you get in or just in general.
Well, we are going to finish up that episode there. Hopefully in the next one, Berto will have the ute back all painted and he can start the assembly.
Yeah, you don't like that or what? So, that's a good intro, I reckon. That was a good intro. You know why it was so good? Because I thought about it for the last 10 minutes while he's all sitting here bouncing a ball.